The greatest beneficiaries of Nigeria today are the Fulanis and the Yorubas. I repeat, the greatest beneficiaries of Nigeria today, they are the Fulanis and the Yorubas. Very soon, the inheritance of Nigeria will be shared amongst the tribes in Nigeria. I repeat, very soon, this inheritance we have in Nigeria will be shared amongst the tribes in Nigeria. And the largest shareholders will be the Yorubas and the Fulani. I repeat, when they start sharing Nigeria inheritance amongst the regions and tribes, the biggest beneficiaries would be the Yorubas and the Fulani. Look at it critically. Today, who owns political power? Who is in charge of political power? Who is well placed and positioned in Nigeria? Which region is the most viable region in Nigeria? It is the Southwest. Who is well placed when it comes to position in Nigeria? It is the Fulani. So very soon, when they start sharing Nigeria, everybody starts sharing part of the properties in Nigeria. The greatest beneficiaries would be the Yorubas, then the Fulanis. Now, what are other persons doing? What are other people from other regions doing? You see, the leadership of the Fulani and the leadership of the Yorubas, they are much more active than every other region. Look at the Southeast. If you talk about Biafra or leaving Nigeria, I have said this before, that the Yorubas will be the first, maybe the first, to exit Nigeria before Biafra because of their proactiveness, because of how their politicians come together to protect their interests. The agenda of the Southwest has been exposed through Tinubu's presidency. The agenda, you see, if you can read the body language of Southwest politicians today, you understand that Southwest, they want to use Nigeria and dump Nigeria. It is a clear thing. You can see how most Yoruba politicians are lining up behind the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Everybody, it should be Yoruba Lokon. There's one of my brother, he's saying that why am I using Yoruba to give this expression? Now, the Yoruba people, greatest beneficiaries in Nigeria, look at Lagos, look at Ogun State, look at the IGR, look at the proximity to the sea, look at the population, look at the infrastructure, look at the industries, look at the mineral resources. They have oil. Should be oil. Lagos has oil. Ondo State has oil. They have a seaport. They have men. So when Nigeria is being split today, or they are sharing Nigeria properties, the day Nigeria is balkanized, you know, when a father dies, they will share his property amongst his children. The Southwest today, just know it, the Southwest and the Fulani will be the greatest beneficiaries of today's Nigeria. Now let's look at this report we got. Ohaneze has come out to speak up against the bill designating the Sultan of Sokoto and the Ooni of Ife as permanent chairman and co-chairman of the National Council of Traditional Rulers. There's a bill by the Senate. Now we have the National Council of Traditional Rulers, the Ooni of Ife, which is from the Southwest, the Sultan of Sokoto, who is a Fulani, or from the North. They are going to be chairman and permanent chairman and co-chairman of the National Council of Traditional Rulers. What does this mean? These guys are elevated above every... That is the impression. When you do such a thing, you see, Niger Delta Congress condemned the bill. Niger Delta Congress condemned the bill. There's an Oba of Benin, there's an Obi of Onitsha. A lot of things are happening behind the closed doors. Power brokers in Nigeria, the Fulani, and new people now, they are the Yorubas. That's why I've said Tinubu has an opportunity to use what he has to restructure the country. Because when the Fulani eventually takes over power, there will be a power tussle, and the structure that the Yorubas are building or have been building over the years, secretly, the structures, the positions that they have occupied over the years, how they have entered and permeated in every sector of the society and the government, the Fulani will start dismantling it. It may take them 10 to 15 years, but they will make sure they dismantle it. So that's what I'm saying. The opportunity Tinubu has is to restructure Nigeria. I know if Nigeria is restructured today, Yoruba's biggest beneficiary, the Fulanis might be, however, but Ohaneze, let me read Ohaneze. Ohaneze Ndigbo reject Senate bill naming Ooni, Sultan as permanent co-chairs of Traditional Rulers Council. Every Igbo man must be concerned. Every Igbo chief and traditional ruler must be concerned with this One Nigeria project. Every politician, Igbo politician, must be concerned. Every political leader in Igbo land must be concerned, because it is how you preserve your culture, how your culture is being preserved, the respect you add to your culture. That is what people will use to elevate you. Look at how the Fulani give so much respect to their Sultan, the Sokoto. And look at how the Yorubas revere the Ooni of Ife. And how these people coordinate their politicians to take over political power. You can see, even with Boko Haram, the Sultan of Sokoto, he no go fit stop Boko Haram. They know how they play their politics. You see, every Yoruba politician is lining behind President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ooni of Ife is a father, and he will run that package. But when it comes to the southeast, ordinary P2B, they cannot support. The Yorubas are supporting Tinubu. They are beating their chest, say we are supporting Tinubu. But because of some southeast politicians cannot come out openly and say we support a P2B, he's our brother. But they will find one way. Soludo was one of the persons that really carried out the campaign against P2B. His brother from the same state, discrediting him. That's how you see Umahi and all of them. Church rats, Ojisokalu, they are running. Everybody is interested. They don't know what it means to come together cohesively. When you come together, you build a bigger and stronger ethnicity, bigger and stronger foundation for your people. If you come together. But if you are running lone, you see, I listened to one young man. The young man lives abroad. I believe he's born abroad. He's an Igbo boy. And he's proud of his roots. He said he has noticed that if an Igbo man has money, he just abandons his culture. All he wants to do is just make the money and show off. Show off. Why won't the Yorubas? I've studied Yorubas for a very long time. See, this is not, I'm not emotional. I'm not that emotional somebody. I told some people some things the other time, my Igbo brothers. I told them the point blank truth. And you know, normally if you tell them the truth, they'll tell you one or two things. That one does not concern me. I'm a bona fide, I'm a true blood. I'm a Biafran to the core. We are a breed, a different breed. If our elders have failed us, we will take up the mantle from where they stopped and they failed and recorrect it. An average Igbo man does not invest in his culture as expected. Invest in his heritage. Invest in his history. I used an example of Nollywood, where we were stars. The Igbos were stars in Nollywood. The Yorubas came as underdog, and they hijacked the whole thing because Igbo producers, everybody is a lone ranger. You are standing on your own. Now let's look at Biafra. I support the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I do not support Samuel Ekpa. But amongst the people, the IPOB in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you see a lot of people wanting to do their thing, left, right, center. No cohesion. So don't be surprised that the Yorubas will be the first people to say we are out of Nigeria. Although the Igbos are on standby. They're on standby. Wherever it is that you need to restructure Nigeria, anything that has to do with the influence of the Fulani, I know that if we have Biafra today, or there's regionalism, or there's restructuring, we will have a lot of problems in the southeast on who is going to hold on to this. Ordinarily, when you go to some villages, although it happens in other places, I'm talking about Igbo. If it happens in Yoruba land, does not mean that should be normal. Every other tribe will have their own differences. I'm talking about the Igbo people. If you have Biafra today, there's going to be a lot of problems. Number one, class society. The rich, the age grades, all those men, they will form a quorum. They will just unite against the other persons. Have you been to some areas in the southeast whereby they discriminate this and that? It happens in the southwest. The same thing will happen in the southwest. But the southwest has found a way of calling themselves together. I'm giving you the reasons why the biggest beneficiaries of one Nigeria today, if Nigeria is destabilized, what you have in the southeast compared to what you have in the northern part of Nigeria. I'm speaking to our leaders. I'm speaking to our people. We need to go back home and start fixing things. It is not gra or unzobu approach. We don't do unzobu approach. We need to go back home and start fixing things. Fixing our schools, fixing our educational system. Start fixing our skills. I had to read deep into the etymology of the Igbo people. See, an average Igbo man must have a skill. An average Igbo man must have a mindset of independence. An average Igbo man must be educated, must be versed in his culture, must be versed in his chi, in his awareness as a being. There are so many things about Igbos that we don't really know. Now, you see, an average Yoruba man, a Yoruba movie director, would meet an average Yoruba billionaire. We have a story about Efunonye. Please, we have a cast, we have a project, can you support us? The billionaire will carry out money and give to them without looking at whether it's going to profit there or not, or whether it's going to make money. How much am I going to make? Go and meet an Igbo billionaire. He's concerned on his big stomach and what he's going to drink and how he's going to become called the chief, collect the chieftaincy title, how he's going to be lording over people around him, and how he's going to be called, they start calling him name. That's what he's interested in. But when you talk about investing, long-term investment, long-term projects that will preserve the culture and heritage of the people, even that will not even benefit him, anything that does not benefit an average, not all of them, an average Igbo billionaire, my brother, don't go there. Don't go there. There's a young man doing well for himself, Lagos Igbo Hangout, Abuja Igbo Hangout. I attended the two Lagos Igbo Hangouts. I observed a lot of things. And I said, we have a long way to go. So this traditional ruler thing that you people are complaining, or Anese is complaining, you put yourself in that position. I don't know. So many things that Ohanese needs to take charge of. So many projects. So many, like, we have the NCBD, our writing, unique writing, which the colonial masters came, carried their own and erased their own, is almost extinct. Things that identifies us as a people. We are not united. We have not developed our region. We have not really come together as people to have a common goal, common agenda. And you expect them to put the Obi of Onitsha. The Obi of Onitsha, some other traditional like in the Anambra state, they tell you, say, Obi of Onitsha, now this, no be him be this, no be me that. So when I see Ohanese complain, I say, I will do something about this. Ohanese, my message to you, go back home, go back to the drawing board, organize yourselves, people will respect you, people will consider you. You can see how the Yorubas revere their Ooni of Ife, how they defend him. Even with some scandals, we heard some scandals involving your Ooni of Ife, they defended him. Their politicians, they revere and respect him. Across board though, if they talk about the history, most of their history are uniform. They are not perfect. Ask an Igbo man in his history. These are what these elders are supposed to be doing. Preserving the posterity, preserving the legacy, preserving the writings, the culture, the traditions of the Igbo people, bringing it alive. People should be well versed in the language and also in the language of the ancients. Nothing is happening. They just be reacting, barking like dog. Barking like dog, left, right, center. Putting bounty on Samaneka, putting bounty on this one. There's nothing really. I attended an Ohanese event and I shook my head. I'm attacking my people because that's how I do. I'm not here to please you. I'm not here. I'm not interested in pleasing anybody. If I see something good, I admire it. I'm not a bigot. I'm a conservativist. I'm a conservative. My friends, in the past 1.5 years, they were shocked at some of the changes I'm making. I go to my village, I observe tradition. Even though I'm a Christian, I observe traditions that are observable, that would preserve my culture, my heritage, my history, my identity. The history of my town, village, put it in a book, share it as copies, do a press conference, have quiz, have competitions, let it turn it into a drama. There should be a theater where people come and act. You act the things that happened in those days. You do films. These are what the Ohanes is supposed to be involved in. But they'll just position themselves. Old men that are looking for something to make themselves relevant. They'll just position themselves for fragile money. Just be collecting money with big stomach, moving. I attended an Ohanese event and I looked and I shook my head. I shook my head. Because, most times, when you talk to some people, they don't really get the message. You see, names are being changed in Lagos. With all the math, I told you before that Lagos is not no man's land. And I know some people, those riffraffs, people that come out on the street to say, I know people personally. So don't tell me that there are no people that have not seen. I know people personally that brag about it. Lagos is no man's land. They come out, you see, there's a book, She Stooped to Conquer. 48 Laws of Power. If you want to be able to be relevant, you have to calm down and seize power. Build yourself at the background. Our Igbo people, when they are going through the boy, when they are going to serve their Oga, they will calm down for 7 years. Even some people, after 7 years, they don't settle them. But they will calm down and learn the trade. But when it comes to politics and other aspects, they don't calm down to learn the trade. You cannot come to Lagos and say Lagos is no man's land. You don't understand the terrain. You don't understand the consciousness of the people. You don't understand how the people think, how the people relate to you by making that statement. I've seen some people that have made that statement that have caused problem. Now, we understand that people have brought in politics to change left, right, and center. That does not mean that you will not be wise in order to carry yourself and make statements. When Buhari, look at the North, Fulani, they protected Buhari left, right, center. They were not so attacking, like, they did not say anything. They were fine, but they were, Buhari is this, Buhari is that. They kept quiet. Now them, they rule, they kept quiet. They know how to play the politics of holding. They know when to take action and when not to take action. They know when to talk and when not to talk. That's why you are seeing a Sultan of Sokoto, Ooni of Ife. Now them get Nigeria now. Yoruba and Fulani, now them get Nigeria now. Make it clear for everybody. The Igbos know. Igbos has a lot of work to do. The Igbos are a special breed of human beings. The Igbos are divine beings. But see, the land is speaking against most of us. So the land there is speaking. We have rejected our calling. We are pursuing other things that are irrelevant. Come and see. You go to an Igbo event. Big men will fly into the place, into the community. What are they coming to do? Show off. I tell you, show off. They are coming to show off. If you talk about billionaires in Nigeria, in their numbers, you can have Igbo men, but tangible billionaires that hold the wealth of this country. We have access to the wealth. The wealth of this country, it is for the hands of Yorubas and the North. The wealth of this country. People that can push left and right. So there are so many billionaires that are not making noise. So whatever it is, let the Senate approve it. Let the Ooni of Ife and the Sultan of Sokoto be the permanent and co-permanent chairman of the National Traditional Council of Nigeria. Let it. Ohaneze, you people rejecting that bill, it doesn't add, it doesn't surprise. You know, change anything. The bill is the bill. It now points to the fact that the owners of Nigeria have become the new owners now, Yoruba and the Hausas. Let me tell you one thing. I always say that if Tinubu does not restructure the country, Fulani will do this and that. But the Yorubas, when you look at them, history-wise, they have put up resistance in the past. The activism we have experienced today mention activists that have, like from Wole Soyinka during the Biafra, when he seized the radio at gunpoint, from Gani Fayemi, and most of the people that were active during the days of Abiola, even though most of them are doing it, but they came out and they were active. They were activists. Activism in Nigeria is being championed by the Yorubas. Power grabbing in Nigeria is being championed by the Fulanis. What else? Okay, Igbos are doing business. See, there are things I will not say on air, so that our Yoruba brothers will not say, this is an aspect we have not really thought about. I think we'll start looking at this aspect. You are doing business all over. Nobody is indispensable, my brother. In this 21st century of tech, of technological advancement, people stay in their house and make millions of naira. Although the new set of billionaires are manufacturers now, in the coming after tech, tech billionaires, that them they read now, the new set are manufacturers. Most of our industries are owned by the Yorubas. I'm telling you. Dangote is a big person. Rabiu, others, they are big persons. Most people that are going into manufacturing now, silently. So we need to get our acts together. My brother, if they share Nigeria today, I repeat it for the last time, if them share Nigeria today, the biggest benefactors and beneficiaries will be the Yorubas and the Fulani. The Igbos might be among the last people that will share. If they are giving, maybe Nigeria has 10 houses. The Yorubas might take 3 of the houses. The Fulani might take 2.5. The South can take 1.5. Before the Igbos will take another multi-ethnic cities will take. It's because of where we put ourselves. They will still reject that bill. And however, if they want to pass it, pass it. Let us see what Ohanese will do and co.